We all kind of want to believe in an objective truth, right? Some solid foundation of facts that guides us. But what if that foundation isn't nearly as solid as we've been led to believe? In this explainer, we're going to challenge that entire idea of objectivity and explore a pretty radical alternative. So, what if the search for truth isn't about uncovering something that's already out there, just waiting for us? What if it's way more personal and honestly a lot more creative than we've ever imagined? That is the big question we're diving into today. Okay, let's get into it. To start, we've got to talk about the main obstacle here: dogma. I'm talking about those fixed beliefs we all just accept without question, the ideas that completely shut down curiosity and just demand that we fall in line. It's that whole mindset of, well, this is just how it is, period. And to really get why dogma is such a powerful barrier, we need to look at the traditional keepers of truth, the philosophers, and maybe uncover a bias that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. We have this image in our heads, right? Of philosophers as these totally detached thinkers, almost like intellectual robots, just running on pure, cold logic to find universal truths. But is that picture even close to accurate? What if their grand, sweeping, universal ideas aren't born from pure reason at all? What if they actually come from something deeply, deeply personal? Now, here is a wild idea for you. What if a philosopher's life's work isn't some objective report on how the universe works, but is actually a confession of who they are? Like an unintentional autobiography revealing their deepest desires, their fears, and all their instincts. So, if these incredible ideas aren't coming from pure reason, then where do they come from? Well, they spring from the messy, beautiful chaos of just being human, our experiences, our feelings, our hidden biases. These so-called universal truths are actually more like deeply personal maps of an individual's own inner world. And of course, this very human origin story, well, it's not usually part of the marketing pitch. It's often concealed, whether on purpose or not, to keep up that powerful illusion of pure, untouchable objectivity. And what's the disguise? It's dressing up their opinions in intellectual language. This is such a clever trick, right? It transforms a personal belief into what sounds like a universal law, hiding the human heart of the idea behind a mask of big words and complexity. So, look, if even our greatest thinkers are guided by their own personal biases, what does that mean for the beliefs they've helped shape for all of us? This brings us to the real problem with dogma. I mean, think about it. Where do these rigid beliefs even come from? They almost never come from genuine, open-minded curiosity. Instead, they're usually born from old superstitions passed down for generations, unquestioned social traditions, and, just like we saw, the personal biases of influential people. And this really captures the battle that's going on inside our own heads. On one side, you have the spirit of open inquiry, that courage to question everything. And on the other, you've got the rigid walls of dogma, a resistance, even a fear of anything new. It's a fundamental choice we all have to make in how we decide to see the world. Okay, so let's take this whole idea and apply it to one of the most powerful and personal forms of dogma in our lives: morality. Is it something we discover, or is it something we create? We tend to think of morality as this universal code, right? Something that's written in stone for everyone, everywhere, for all time. But is it really, or is it something a whole lot more personal and, well, complicated? So this critique offers a pretty startling alternative. Morality isn't discovered, it's created. It's a human invention, almost like a technology that we've developed over time, born from our shared needs, our fears, and the way we structure our societies. Here you can really see the two opposing views. On one side, you've got this rigid, unchanging morality that's supposedly imposed from above. But on the other, you have a fluid, evolving morality that we create to help us navigate our incredibly complex world. The difference is just profound. Is morality a law we have to follow, or is it a tool that we wield? So if everything seems to be subjective, does that mean we're just lost in a sea of opinions where anything goes? No, not at all. Actually, this is where things get really, really interesting. Let's talk about the incredible power of perspective. This is the core idea that changes everything. Perspective is the fundamental condition of life. What that means is your unique point of view isn't some flaw that needs to be corrected. It's the very lens through which you experience and create your entire world. Think about it like this. We are all walking around wearing a unique pair of glasses that colors every single thing we see. Our knowledge is always filtered through these personal lenses. You can't escape it. There is no view from nowhere. To make this idea really stick, let's use a fantastic analogy from the source material. Just picture a sculptor standing in front of a giant block of marble. Now, the old way of thinking, the objective truth way, says that the statue was already in there. A perfect form, just trapped inside the marble, waiting for the sculptor to come along and set it free. But this new perspective sees it completely differently. The sculptor doesn't just find the statue, they create it. Every single chip of the hammer is an act of their personal vision, their will, their skill, and their desire. The statue is a product of their imagination, not some pre-existing discovery. And so that final statue isn't some objective truth they found in the stone. It is, once again, a confession of who the sculptor is. It's a powerful reflection of their unique perspective imposed on the raw material of the world. So, all of this leaves us with a really crucial question. If all truth is a perspective, an interpretation that's shaped by the biases and the desires of its creator, then the most important thing you can possibly do is ask yourself, whose perspective is shaping yours? And are you okay with that?